International Relations of Colombia. In 1821, the Secretariat of Foreign Relations was created in the Constitution of Gran Colombia. In 1831, dissolution of Gran Colombia, leading to the creation of the Republic of New Granada. In 1846, Colombia signs a treaty of friendship, commerce, and navigation with the United States. In 1899, started the Thousand Days War, and it ended with a treaty that also strengthened Colombia's relationship with the Vatican and other countries. In 1903, Panama secedes from Colombia with U.S. support, leading to strained relationships between Colombia and the United States. In 1916, Colombia and Ecuador clarify boundaries in the Amazon basin. In 1920, Colombia is founded and invited to sign the Covenant of the League of Nations after the end of the First World War. In 1921, the Thompson-Uricha Treaty between Colombia and the U.S. restores diplomatic relations after Panama's secession. The U.S. pays reparations to Colombia. In 1922, Colombia and Peru resolves the boundary dispute over the Amazonian region. In 1927, Colombia establishes the National Federation of Coffee Growers, promoting coffee exports and economic growth. In 1928, Colombia and Nicaragua sign a treaty settling disputes over the archipelago of San Andrés, Providencia, and Santa Catalina, recognizing Colombian sovereignty. In 1932, the Colombia-Peru War starts and ends with Peru recognizing Colombian sovereignty over the disputed territory. It ends with the Rio de Janeiro Protocol of 1934. In the World War II, Colombia remains neutral, however, declares war on the Axis powers in 1943, marking its first significant involvement in global military affairs. In 1944, Colombia plays an active role in the negotiation of the United Nations Charter in Dumbarton Oaks, United States, and the next year, Colombia signs the document. In 1948, the assassination of Jorge Eliezer Gaitán triggers a period of violence that destabilizes Colombia's internal and external relations. Colombia also participates in the formation of the Organization of American States during the International Conference of American States in Bogotá, with the objective of promote regional cooperation and collective security in the Americas. And the Pact of Bogotá is signed, emphasizing the peaceful resolution of disputes in the Western Hemisphere.
Alberto Lleras Camargo, President of Colombia in 1958, was the first Secretary General to have the Organization of American States between 1947 and 1954. It strengthened the dialogue between the countries of America and promoted democracy and human rights in the region. From 1953 to 1954, Colombia is a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, taking an active role in the organization, especially on issues of international peace and security. The Andean Community was created on May 26 on 1969 by the Cartagena Agreement with the purpose of improving the standard of living and balanced development of the inhabitants of the member countries, which were Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, and Bolivia, through economic and social integration and cooperation. On May 13, 1981, the Diplomatic and Consular Association of Colombia was founded by signing its Constitutive Act at the headquarters of the Anglo-American Club. This was founded to protect and promote the interests of Colombia diplomats, providing them with the necessary support for their work abroad. The signing of the new Constitution of Colombia took place in 1981 during the presidency of Cesar Gaviria. This constitution strengthens the state and opens the door to new diplomatic relations and international cooperation, especially in the fight against drug trafficking. In 2001, Colombia chairs the United Nations International Conference on the illicit trade in small arms and light weapons in all its aspects. In 2003, Colombia adopted the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety to the Convention on Biological Diversity after a long process of negotiations led by Colombia. In 2004, Colombia signed the Free Trade Agreement with Chile, which promotes the export of Colombian products to that country.
2008 to 2011, relations with the United States, ongoing cooperation in security and narcotics under Plan Colombia, which evolved into Paz Colombia. Relations with Venezuela high tension due to ideological difference and political conflicts, with diplomatic ruptures and border closures. 2012 to 2014, relations with the European Union, the trade agreement between Colombia, Peru, and the European Union come into effect in 2013. Relations with Brazil continued regional cooperation with a focus on the Amazon and integration projects. Through 2015 to 2017, peace process with the FARC, implementation of the peace agreement signed in 2016 with Cuba, mediation and ongoing support from the United States. Relations with Venezuela persist tension due to the crisis in Venezuela and the massive migration to Colombia. Relations with Asia Pacific expansion of economic relations with China, Japan, and South Korea develop trade and investment.